Hey everybody, we're live. How's everybody doing? This fantastic Sunday. Welcome, welcome. So as you see, I'm all alone. My wife is sick. She's been sick all evening, and I know she was up and down during the night. So we had kind of change game plans. We were going to talk about scams and different things like that get the best of us sometimes, some of us. But anyway, we're going to change it to you can ask anything. And I think Halisi might be in the other room online to field and answer questions too. So feel free to ask different questions. And as I said earlier, welcome. So I guess I should introduce myself. You know, Hi, I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia. On our channel, we talk about money, travel, retiring abroad as we build generational wealth. We help folks that look like us who are getting close to retirement and forgot to plan get their money straight so they can retire on time or maybe even early. And early is always a good thing. So about 5+ years ago, Halisi and I, we looked at our money and it was crazy, crazy with a capital C or K, depends on how you want to spell it. So we got our financial act together and we went from negative 20,000 to 1.1 million in net worth. If we can do it, so can you. So um, we'll see how long this goes, how long it's going to take I don't know if we're going to do a whole 2 hours. Depends on the conversation and where we want to go with it. So anyway, we really, really want to say thank you. Thank you all for coming, showing up, and let's get it started. Put a Q in front of your questions so we know what's our questions or what's our comments or whatever. And we can always go, I guess, start and say hello to folks that are coming in and go back to them. Action VJ, of course, my brother. How you doing? Uh, can't wait to see you soon, man. Looking forward to that. Vicky, how you doing, Vicky? Uh, Allison, good to see you. Kay Renee, how you doing? Laura, welcome. Tanya, how you doing? Luxury bucket list. Hola. Pinky, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Joyful one. I like that name. And Amina, I think I'm saying that right. Welcome, 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 welcome. You're just dropping in to say hi. Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Rapper MD, how's things going? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Allison, how are you? How are you doing? What's that? Is that Pisces Pret? Ah, that looks like a new name. That looks like a new name. Flutterby EPNW. She'll be good. I know she'll be good. She's a whole lot stronger than me. And it's like I'm just getting over it's like you come back home from vacation and you get sick. And we've been trying to keep her from getting sick or anything like that. I've had masks on, sleeping in the other room, avoiding her so she doesn't get sick, but I think it caught up with us. So yeah, definitely. She has to get better. Kimberly, how you doing? The French hitter, 87. Hello, hello. Real deal, the real deal. Hugo, how you doing? Bonnoit, bonnoit to you. Killer Queen, how you doing? So you can feel free to ask the different questions that you want, and I will do my best to answer them. Uh, or just put comments in there. We can go off of comments and talk about different subjects if you want to. Uh, everything about Portugal, any things that you need to understand. Okay, Action BJ, can you explain the community in Portugal? Why it's so important? It's important because, first of all, you're not alone and you don't feel alone. You feel, you have support. You have a support system, just like family in the United States. You have that support system that helps you get along, helps you your mental and your mental state. Because a lot of people go to a lot of places and they end up running into depression and different things like that because it's hard, especially it going to a foreign land where you don't know the language yet. You got to learn that, and you got to learn, different things, the culture, and different things that you need to learn. So having a community, people that you can talk to, people you can relate to, people that can you can bounce things off and share things with is 100% important. You won't survive without it. I mean, it's done. It's wonderful for us to be able to do that and to go to different places throughout in travels and stuff and run across people that you feel that our community you can build community with. It's very 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 important. Makes life a whole lot easier. See anything else? Who else? Hola. Crazy. Okay, can you explain? Huh? Oh, Killer Queen. In Nice, France. I can't wait to go to Nice. We have some friends that live in Nice, and looking forward to going to visit them and spending time in Nice. Okay, Lena, where in Portugal can I get a delicious, tasty fruit? You can get it all over the place, really. I mean, the fruitarias and stuff around here are amazing. There is a lot of places that, I mean, they're all throughout the neighborhoods and stuff like that. The smaller ones, the mom and pop fruitarias, and fresh fruit everywhere. Good fruit, good tasty fruit, fruit that has seeds in it. Not what do they call? I don't want to say GMO or anything like that, but they're just it's natural fruit, fruit that has seeds in it. It's so good to see that again that you stop seeing in the states. So you can get fruit anywhere and everywhere. Hey Teddy, how you doing? Teddy asked, "Do you believe that African Americans are experiencing community for the first time?" Um, you mean experiencing community period overall, or as they are in Europe or in Portugal? I mean, we've always had community. I feel that we've had community. I think we kind of lost it because of the lifestyle in America. A lot of us, because you go from work, get in your car, come home, drive in the garage, and your community pretty much is your family, your immediate family, because you don't hang out. A lot of people that I talk to now, even family members, they don't go to the parks, they don't do this because it's scary. Well, I don't want to get shot. I don't want to this. I don't want to that. I ain't hanging out. A lot of them are too old to go to the clubs anymore and stuff like that. So here we hang out together, we do things together, and we feel good. We feel safe. So as far as being in Portugal, I think that we rediscovered community. Hey, Laura, I do have a question. I want to start the process of moving to Portugal. Would it be advisable to sell my home before moving so I wouldn't get stocked with capital gains in Portugal? Um, it depends on, do you want to sell your house? Or do you want to use it for income, income property or anything like that? You don't necessarily have to sell your property to move to Portugal. We still own our properties in the United States. We weren't looking to sell them or anything like that. But depending on the tax schemes and stuff of Portugal, I probably talk to an attorney about a situation like that. I don't want to tell you to do something or advise you to do something because we can't advise you to do anything. But, you know, probably I talk to an attorney and see, or a tax person, and find out exactly what my implications would be. Joyful one. What do you do to prevent yourself from getting bored in Portugal? Is there a lot of fun stuff to do? There is a lot of fun stuff to do year round. Uh, June is the month of saints, so you got all kind of things going on. The summertime, you've got all kind of stuff, not just in Lisbon but throughout the country. So you have festivals, you have oh god, I mean, you could do pretty much anything you do in the United States. Go golf, bike ride. You can ride. They're building new bike lanes and stuff, from my understanding, throughout, so you can ride your bikes all over the place. The parks are phenomenal, and they use their parks here. They really believe in using their parks and taking time to do all the different things to relax and recharge and everything like that. So there's there's not a short of anything to do. Not a shortage at all. You can do it. You can have a lot of fun. Laura, okay, we read that one. CK, how you doing, CK? How to build community when you are shy. I'm shy, and we do it. So you don't have to be shy. I mean, get comfortable with yourself and knowing that most of the time when you come here, you are. I mean, we've met, and I showed you around different things like that. You didn't seem to be shy, but you can still, you know, people here will make you feel comfortable. Your community here will make you feel comfortable. They'll make you not feel like you're by yourself or you have to try to figure things out by yourself. People are always willing to give you a helping hand. So being shy, yeah, it'll go away. It'll go away very quick, very quick, because people are open, and they're like-minded people. And anytime you get around like-minded people, they're going to show you the things that you need to know, the things that you need to do to have fun, to excel. That's what we're here for. That's what community is all about. Okay. Another question from CK. Where's the jazz spot? Well, we have a very good friend that owns Nisa Lounge. And Nisa Lounge, and there's a couple of them. I know Nisa because I know the owner of Nisa, but there's a lot of jazz spots within Lisbon, or I'm sure within surrounding cities outside of Lisbon also. But there are a lot of jazz spots. Right now the only one I can think of is Nisa because I had Nisa on the brain, but there's a lot of them. Okay, at the grocery store, I didn't like it. You didn't like the fruit at the grocery store? You need to go. Um, did you just go to the grocery store? Did you go to the oh, what's it called? It's all the different neighborhoods have like these open, not open air, but they sell fruits, they sell seafoods, they sell all kind of stuff. I know it's a fruitera, but it's a big one. It's they're a lot bigger, and you can go and find a whole lot of different fruits that you might not find in the grocery store. You don't have to go. Don't always go to the grocery store. Go to the mom and pop stores. You don't have to go to the major grocery stores to find a lot of stuff. Go to the mom and pops too, because I have never had any issues finding any good fruits through anywhere we went. Okay, Jasper. Okay, we answered that. Trader Joe's. Okay. Real deal. Are there a lot of black expat couples in Portugal? Yeah, there are. Are there expats who met their parents, partners there? Uh, I don't know if there's some that met partners here. Most of the people that I know either were married when they came here or whatever. But there are a lot of single people here too, and I'm sure they're meeting people. So yeah, there are black expat couples uh, with kids here. So we're not unlimited of anything. We have anything and everything that you want, you're looking for, you can find pretty much here. So you can find love in Portugal if you really want to. I agree, Rick. I remember when we had, yeah, yeah, a lot in the States and stuff. I remember those days when we had community and all of a sudden you lost it because people weren't doing things anymore. They weren't coming together anymore for whatever reasons. And most of the time, it's because we're too busy working. We're too busy chasing a dollar. We're too busy, trying to rest up when we could before we had to go back to work. So it's a shame, but you know, different places you go, life is different. The coaches, hey coaches, how you doing? Good to see you, Ken and Amani. Good to see you. Okay, let's see. Wow. Oh, another question. Joyful one. Can you survive well in Portugal without a car? I don't like driving. Oh, we don't have a car. We sold all of our vehicles before we moved over here. They have an excellent transportation system. Um, you can get on my Navigante card, of course, for my age, I paid $20, €20 a month for my Navigante card. It gets me on ferries, it gets me on buses, it gets me on trams, it gets me on metros throughout the Lisbon area and outside of the Lisbon area. Uh, so you don't need a car unless you just want a car. And I'd rather not really have a car here. I don't see the need for one. Uh, and I mean, we were car people. We drove everywhere. Of course, we came from the United States, so coming here and to be able to have all that at your at your hands, it's like you can go anywhere. And I did say ferry too, right? I hope I said ferry too, going across the river to Almada. So yeah, they have a very, very good transportation here in Lisbon. Action BJ, if you were talking to a black man who never thought about living abroad, how would you explain living without ISMs or isms? I'm sorry. Um, I mean, we have our isms. We do. I have mine. But you learn, you see other cultures doing things different ways than we're used to seeing or we're used to doing, and you start letting them go. You have to let them go. You have to let them go. We come over here with our Americanisms and wonder, okay, uh, Can I walk in the store with a bag from another store and walk around and not feel like somebody's watching me or feeling that I'm going to take it? It's like it's not about that because they're not like that. They're not looking at you like that. That's that Americanism thing that we're so used to being suspect or looked upon like we're doing something we're not supposed to be doing, that we carry that with us. And it takes time, but you get rid of it. You actually do shed that skin and you feel a whole lot better. You're not stressed out and you feel better about yourself and where you are. So, the isms will go away. The isms do go away. And unless you're just hardcore and you don't want them to go away, then, you probably ain't going to last for too long. Allison, when coming to Lisbon for the first time, can you explain how and where to get the Lisboa card? I hope I am saying that correctly. So the transportation card is, I believe the green one is still Viva. Also, you can buy the Navigante card, and you can go to um, any station actually that you go. Metro stations are that we go to when we renew our cards or whatever, or top them up, and you can do all that stuff at the stations. They have all the machines and stuff, or you can go to the window and you can buy the card, put money on it, and just top it up constantly as much as you need. When $10, $20, and when it runs out, you can just top it up again. And that's what we did when we first came here for our when we came to visit and do our scouting trip and stuff. We just got a Viva card, or yeah, Viva card, and we just topped it up. And then once we got our residency, or came for a residency, then we got the Navigante card, which has our picture on it. And, of course, I get my discount. Halisi, hers was €40 a month, mine is €20 a month. And it gets you on everything you need to get to. Plus, you get like a discounted ride. It just doesn't cost as much to when you get that. Rapper MD, what what can of basic would you recommend to get around there? Um, Basic exercise routine. I mean, we do a lot of walking. And Lisbon is the city of seven hills, and them hills ain't no joke, y'all. We've said it before. We'll say it over and over and over and over again. They ain't no joke. So you get a lot of exercise doing that. I mean, but there's parks. The parks have exercise equipment that you can go, and that indoor outside exercise equipment that you can go to in different parks and work out however you want. People jog. People, you know, they go to fitness centers. Each freguesia has swimming pools and different things like that you can join. Um, I've seen people taking karate or boxing or anything. I mean, anything that you can do in the States, you can do here. So, hope that answers your question. Oh, did Heather meet? Heather met her partner. I think she might have met him in Portugal, but he's not from Portugal. I think he's from Belgium. I do believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think he's from Belgium. CK, is that a promise, Rick? Love in Lisbon, hey, I ain't making no promises. That's up to you if you want to find love, but it's possible anywhere. Okay, Jess. Hey, Jess, how you doing? When can we expect some more drone footage? Jess, soon. I swear, soon. I, you know, My boy Melvin has been at he asked me when we were in Belgium, and I shot some drone footage. And but when I got home, I was sick, and I mean I am just really getting over this cold. It's like it wouldn't go away. It wasn't COVID or anything like that, but it was like, oh my god, it was draining me. And so I've rarely been out of the house since we've been back from Belgium. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting back out there. I want to put together all my footage and especially drone footage and put it out there for everybody to see. So it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. Hey, Vicky, is it common practice in Portugal when hiring a relocation lawyer to put money in the shopping cart on their website without speaking to anyone? This is my experience, and I'm reluctant to hire. Well, Vicky, I I'm not sure, but I'd be very reluctant putting money in somebody's cart without talking to somebody. So, I'm sure you can find a lawyer that you can talk to and find out exactly what's what before you have to put some money in the cart. If not, I'd be very reluctant putting money on people's carts just to, you know, because they say, well, you got to put money there before I talk to you. No, personally, I would. Teddy, so is it community or Portugal attracts African Americans or both? If Portuguese didn't speak English and there's no community, would you still like Portugal? Well, I do. I think I would because I'm in their country. So I need to learn their language to be able to feel comfortable and stuff to speak to them. But I think and a lot of people here, a lot of African Americans that I know, um, that are learning Portuguese, but are far from having it down to where they can just hold fluent conversations and stuff like that. And my big thing is my landlord who lives across the hall from me. I'd love to get to the point to where I can have a conversation with him, have a beer with him, and be able to just go back and forth, just talking to each other and stuff like that. So, you know, people are people wherever you go. If you're in Mexico, if you're in Spain or wherever, it's always good if you know the language and can speak the language fluently. That cuts a whole lot of red tape out of the way because you're not giving each other those looks and trying to figure out, can you understand the words coming out of my mouth type thing. um, but yeah, I'd love it. I still love Portugal. I love different things about it. And it's not just the people, but it's the land. It's the things that you see. It's the experiences that you have in our community. Our community makes me feel, everything that I'm doing is worthwhile. Mackie, do you think that few black men are moving abroad? Um, I would say fewer black men than women, but you know how we are. We are if we ain't comfortable with it, if it's not familiar, we're gonna always have that self-talk of, do I really want to do this? Well, they don't play football. They play football. If you know what I mean. uh, you know, you think that you are going to lose something. A lot of black men might feel that they're losing something by moving abroad or going abroad, but they never let themselves have that. They never give themselves a chance to do it, to see it. I see a lot more in women than men that say, "Hey, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. I want to check it out. I want to see it." So I see a lot of single women, or I see a lot of also married women that will make the trip over here to check things out on their own, without their husbands, or single women by themselves, or maybe traveling with another female or something like that, because they seem to take more of, not a risk, but they take the chance. They want to see what it's about. They want to see for themselves. Where men will sit back and it's like, well, you can tell me how it was, and then I'll make up my mind if I want to go or not. So, you know, and I just do. I think men are, they we have that thing where we are just, not me, but that thing of unsure. There's something there that I'm not sure about, and I want to be more sure about it. They won't take that step to find out about it. That's my opinion. Killer Queen. I love this lady here. Killer Queen. I'm heading to Lisbon next week. What's the name of the taco spot? Uh, oh God, I can't remember. Halisi, if you can remember, if you're on, I know La Fugitiva. The people own the same restaurant, but the taco spot is I think it starts with an M, and I'm drawing a blank right now. But I know La Fugitiva is another place, and they have tacos, and they are good too. But that's not the taco spot. I'll get that. We'll get that to you, Color Queen. We'll get that to you because yeah, the tacos are good. But at least she's the taco person. She's the taco person. Okay, the French hitter. Do you plan to eventually buy property in Portugal as your home? I'm trying to decide where in Europe I want to live. France and Portugal are my top choices. Would 300,000 buy a nice house? 300K probably would buy a nice house, uh, or a nice apartment. It just depends. I can't say for sure, but it just depends on where you're buying it and different things like that. Um, yeah, we plan on buying a property, but we don't want to finance a property. We want to buy it cash. So when our funds get there to buy the property, then we'll buy the property. We want to buy. Uh, we just don't. We want to buy a building. We don't want to just buy a single family home or anything like that. We want to buy an apartment building, but we don't want to finance it. CK, my Navigante car is still loaded. Will it still be valid when I return in June 2025? Probably, unless they change cards out or something. I've never had a card that wasn't valid anymore. I would say probably, but don't hold me to that. I mean, things change all the time, but I would think this should be okay. Um, Somebody that is from Portugal that's in the chat or something like that could probably tell you better. But I've never experienced to where my card would, you know, not I couldn't use my card any longer. Um, TJ, hey TJ, when is the rainy seasons, and do you have an extreme weather season? Not really an extreme weather season. If the worst it's going to get is rainy, and we're in it, so to speak, somewhat now. It gets real rainy, and I want to say, and correct me if somebody else has a different opinion, but January, February are really rainy, and then we come out into more of the spring weather. But usually here in Lisbon, it gets rainy, and it gets a little cooler, but you don't get cold. I have a, I mean, we came from Denver, and snow, no. Um, and I have a winter coat. I brought my kind of like a pea coat, winter coat for snow and stuff. I've never worn it yet. I mean, I have an overcoat and stuff too, but I really never had to wear it anything that heavy because it's just not that cold. Uh, do, 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 do. Okay. Isan One Ben. Due to the VFS online site not working, I went in person to get an appointment in DC. No confirmation was given. How should I proceed with the immigration lawyer? Um, I'm not familiar with the VFS line not working or anything like that, but I mean, we have, I think, Sandra Gomes Pinto information. She is a lawyer that we recommend. She does immigration and stuff like that. Of course, she's a lawyer, so it's going to cost you a little bit more uh, than a what do they call them? Uh, the people that move you over here from Portugal to Portugal or wherever. I can't think of the name of them. I'm a brain fart right now. But people that come in and handle that kind of stuff that aren't lawyers. Uh, the lady that we used up in Porto, um, but I think we have all that information down below. Uh, and you can look for that, look at that information down below and reach out to Sandra or reach out geez, I'm just having all kind of brain parts. The other lady that does move abroad location. So people to help you move abroad and stuff like that. And my wife just yelled at me. I didn't hear what she said. I think she said Vicky, but maybe not. Um, but people like that, yeah. And like I said, you can find their information and stuff like that on our site down below. Um, La Macarita. That's it. Gail. 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 Say that one more time. Relocate to Portugal. Relocate to Portugal. Relocation specialists. Yes. Relocation specialists are going to cost you less than uh, attorneys. And we use Gail, Relocation to Portugal, and she did a fantastic job for us. So, and I answered it in the chat. And don't forget to hit the like button. Okay. And Halisi answered you in the chat also. So let me see. Killer Queen, there's the spot. La Fugitiva, La Macarena. Right, all right, all right, all right. Allison, is it possible to get a NIF when you are in Portugal on our trip? Yes, it is. Yeah, you can put in, you can get a NIF number uh, on your trip. Okay, Pinky. I have friends who were in Lisbon a few weeks ago on a scouting trip. They went to a taco place and sent me a photo. The line was insane. They said it was good, authentic. That was probably, if it was like up a hill in an alley, that's what we're talking about. I bet you it was. I bet you dollars to donuts it was. Lena, do you happen to know anything about how the natural disaster insurance works in Portugal or fires, etc.? Lena, I don't. I sure don't. Uh, Also, our home alarm's a thing there. Yeah, you can get a home alarm. Yeah, you can get an alarm for pretty much anything. Yes, but as far as natural disaster insurance, I'm not sure, and I wouldn't want to tell you something that I wasn't sure about. Um, The French hitter. I've heard the homes in Portugal can be colder and less insulated. Is that true? That is true. That is true. They do not insulate, especially the apartment buildings aren't insulated like you're used to in the United States. A lot of buildings are concrete and they do run a little cooler in the winter. You use your heater or whatever, and then they kind of retain some of the coolness in the summer. They don't have that what is it? I can't remember the name of RJ 2020 or whatever they use in the United States. They don't have that, so they can, depending on where you are. And Porto is cool, a little cooler or colder than it would be in Lisbon. Isan, I'm going to Sandra. Okay, she is familiar with the walk in DNC. Yeah. Oh, she is unfamiliar with the walk-ins in DC. Oh, okay. Okay, who am I looking at? Action. Okay, Action G Day. Hi, Rick. Would you and Halisi do an interview for Piri Piri Chicken from a restaurant in Lisbon? Portuguese Piri Piri Chicken is talking a lot on the food channel. Uh, Send us information on. Do you have a particular restaurant that you're talking about? Uh, Peri Peri chicken is good. It's fantastic. But is there a certain restaurant that you're talking about that you would like to see us go and check out? I mean, we're always open to check different food places out there. Okay, Isan, once you submit your passport at the VFS office, what is the turnaround for getting it back? You know, anymore, that question is kind of unanswerable because, I mean, every time you turn around, something else has changed. So it could be a few weeks, it could be a month. Uh, it just depends. It depends on how busy they are. And I know they do get crazy, crazy busy. And a lot of people, we didn't submit our passports. We kept our passports because we wanted to still travel. So there's a way that you can keep your passport and give VF or pay for Federal Express, prepay for Federal Express or something like that, and send your passport back to VFS if that's what you want to do. But you have to do that ahead of time um, if you're going to do that, which we did. We paid prepaid for Federal Express and stuff like that, and we came back to Portugal on uh, our visitors visa, our tourist visa, and then we went through the different things to get everything done. But turnaround times, it really depends. It's just like when you put in for your residence, and I mean, I've known people that's gotten a residence card after everything was said and done in a week, and then I know people that it took a year to get their resident card. So it just depends on what's going on, how busy folks are. And Portugal is a it's a destination for people, so that can take up some time. Pinky, yes, people look lined up. Yeah, narrow walkway. I bet you that's what it was. I bet you that's what it was. Oh, world traveler in Berlin, Berlin, right down the road, right down the road. Let's see who else. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. I don't know. Do we have more questions? Is there more questions? This is kind of cool. I'm having fun. I don't like when my wife isn't sitting next to me. I mean, she looks better. She's a pretty one, and you guys have to put up with this. Sorry. But anyway, it's all fun. It's all in love. Hey, don't forget about the Exodus Summit. Exodus Summit is going on in Halisi. Hopefully, I know I'm not going to say hopefully. She is speaking at the Exodus Summit. So, you know, hey, any more questions? Let me see. Is there any more? Build a community. Answered that. Jazz spots. Answered that. Answered that. Geez, we answered a lot of questions there. And we're only 45 minutes in. Portugal without a car. Answered that. Got that. Rapper MD. Love in Lisbon. Commonplace in Portugal. Possible. Yeah. Answered that. Oh, I heard Laura. I heard AMA, IAIMA is still on strike. Do you know what the backlog is? I think I haven't checked this to see if they were on strike or still or whatever, but I think they got caught. You know, they got caught. They changed over agencies, and I think they got caught with a whole lot going on and a whole lot of people, and they weren't ready for it. But you know, it takes time to get everything worked out and stuff like that, which I'm sure they will. But it just, you know, they just got caught. That's understandable. You know, they kind of underestimated, I think, uh, you know, the amount of people that wanted to do this. So hopefully they get it done and they get it done quick. Uh, Eve Aldry. Are you and Halisi available to meet up with the Utopians? My wife and I are looking to make our way to Europe and would love to meet up with you. You know, we are always willing to meet up with folks. Just send us an email, hello at ourblackutopia.com. Send us an email, let us know when you're coming and stuff. If we're available, if we're in town, uh, sure, we love to break bread with you and to meet you. Definitely. Yes. Okay. Purpose. World Traveler. Do you have any meetups planned? I would. It would be great to meet you and your wife. We have our June meetup that we're having, um, in our move to Portugal. Uh, Meetup that we have. We have a meetup every year, but you know, you like I said, you can send us an email too, and let us know when you're here, when you're coming, and if we're available, you know, we'd be more than glad to meet up with you. How is world travel? Oh, world traveler, how are you liking Berlin? That's what Lena Johnson is asking. How do you like Berlin? Berlin's a nice place. I like Berlin. It's right down the road, really. So, world traveler, let her know how you like Berlin. Okay. What are the utility bills like? That depends. That depends. Our utility bills my wife handles the finances and stuff like that, so she could answer more on utility bills. I don't think they're outrageous. It just depends. It depends on if you're using in the summer, if you're using your air conditioners a lot, or in the winter, if you're using your heater a lot. It just all depends. It's I mean, nothing like it is in the United States. Nothing that we're used to or we were used to paying in the United States at all. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you so much. Makes me feel good. Thank you, Jess. Michelle, what has been the most tasty food you have eaten in Portugal? So, the tasty food that I've eaten in Portugal has been, um, I liked the octopus. I was shocked that I liked the octopus. Um, Bacalao. I really like bacalao, which is cod. And depending on how they cook it and stuff like that, it's fantastic. I really, really like bacalao. Pinky, we could be putting up with much worse. Thank you, Pinky. Yes, it's true. Teddy, is there anything you miss about Denver? Not really. No, I mean, I spent a lot of time in Denver, and it's like, I chose to be elsewhere. So, no, I mean, the mountains, beautiful mountains, um, stuff like that. My daughter and my granddaughter are moving back to Denver, from my understanding. So, and my granddaughter, you're going to be a great grandfather, by the way. So my granddaughter is having a child, and I think I'd miss that, and maybe I could talk Halisi and sending me back to Denver, or going back to Denver to see, if they move back there before the baby is born. We'll see. Palacio, as a Portuguese man living in Florida, if Trump wins, I'm back home. Come on back, brother. You don't even have to wait if he wins. Come on back. Florida's crazy, but that's my opinion. We'll keep the light on for you. How about that? Texas, our summer electric bill is unheard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe it. I believe it. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, Portugal is a popular destination to retire. It really is. The French Hera. Why do you think Portugal, out of the various countries in Europe, would be a good place for Black Americans to relocate? Is Portugal a progressive place for all ethnicities? Not that Portugal would be. It just depends on the person. It depends. I mean, it's like person by person almost. I mean, Portugal is kind of laid back. It's easy going. The people are cool. Uh, you do your thing. You know, to me, and I like Spain, and that's the first place I wanted to move to was Spain, Barcelona, Spain. But I don't know. It seems like Spain is just a little bit uptight, just a little bit more uptight. Uh, and in France, they said they don't even like themselves. So, I haven't been to France yet, so I need to experience France. Belgium, beautiful place, uh, but they kind of reminded me of Spain too. Just a little bit uptight, a little bit more homogenous. Uh, But I got a lot of places I need to go and see, and right now Portugal fits. It just does to me. Um, it's not. I can't say for all ethnicities because it's an individual type thing, and you're going to have people that come here and say, "Oh, this is great. I love it. I love the people. I love this as I do." But then there's going to be people that just ain't feeling it. It's what vibes to you. It's what vibes with you. So, eh, that's my thoughts on it. Okay, Tanya, do you suggest getting a Mexican residency first and then focus on Portugal? Mexican residency is easier to get because it's about the money. Um, it's about the money. You don't have to be there once you get your residency. You don't have to stay in country. It's as far as proximity to the U.S. and family, if you have family in the United States and stuff like that, it's you know to me what they say kind of an easy landing, so to speak. Portugal is going to cost you more money, of course, and then you got to cross the ocean. So Mexico, yeah. I mean, we always suggest people when people are talking about, they want to move or they're thinking about moving. Yeah, look at Mexico. That's always my first thing is look at Mexico first. Get your a very very good friend of mine. I talked to him, and his wife was concerned about different things, and she was looking, wanting, asking the question of, well, what should I do? And I said, well, and he's been to Portugal before. He had a nephew or something get married here, so he was here for a very very short matter of days. And of course, seeing me here, he thought, well, Portugal, I've been there, and maybe. And I said, well, look at Mexico. You still got your grandkids, you got your kids that are there in the states. So if you just want to relocate for whatever temporary whatever, look at Mexico. It's a easier it's an easier buy than coming straight to Portugal and then figure things out. So yeah, Mexico residency. If you want to have more than one, yeah, I'd say Mexico. Do Mexico. And World Traveler says Belém is great. I recently visited in June, but currently visiting because we plan on relocating from the UK. Tanya, do you suggest get? Yeah, okay, read that one. See you in the driver's seat. I miss. Hey, I'm just borrowing this seat. This is Halisi's seat. That's what girl be gone. It's like, hey, she's the boss. She's the boss. You know, I don't know what I'd do without that woman. Oh my God, Rick, how can my husband in the men's group with you when we move there? He'll want to be in community. Oh, that's easy. We just sign him up. We just sign him up and put him in the chat. That's all that is. We just add him to WhatsApp. If he has WhatsApp, we add him to WhatsApp. And the men's group gets together, and if it's going out and having beers or I know one of the guys has a cigar night thing that he does. If you want to do that or whatever, it's just the men's group. If you show up, if you can, hey, we're always doing something, a little bit of something. So yeah, don't worry. He'd be joined as soon as he came and said, this is what I want to do. We just put him in the WhatsApp group, and he's good to go. We're very accepting of folks, so everybody's important. Everybody's got it going on. Renee, hello, Rick. How long does it take to get mail? Okay, so something that Halisi and I always say, especially her, she will tell you, y'all folks in the United States take care of your postal service. Do not let them make that private. Don't privatize it because the mail service, it takes a minute. It takes a minute. Okay. It's not through rain, sleet, and snow and all that kind of stuff. No. So it might take you a minute to get. I mean, my grandkids sent me a Christmas card on Christmas, and I think I end up getting it in, I want to say May, May, something like that. Yeah. So, all post offices are not the same in different countries that you go to. And from my understanding, the postal service here in Portugal used to be run, it wasn't private. Now it's privatized. It's owned by CTT, a big conglomerate, which, you know, take care of that US Post Office. I'm telling you, take care of the US Post Office. Do not let it go private. World Traveler. I'm sending you an email this evening since I'm in Portugal until the 23rd of October. Komoba would be the perfect meeting place as their breakfast is very tasty. Send us an email, World Traveler, and see what we can do. Definitely. I'm always good for breakfast. Let me see. That's great feedback. Let me see. What is this? Definitely prefer progressive politics in the home country. Okay. Teddy, would you say that African Americans you've met, number wise, would be in the hundreds that are living there? I wouldn't say hundreds, but there's a lot of African Americans I haven't met that are here, Teddy. It's like, it's getting up there. It is getting up there. I mean, the groups are growing. And, I mean, you have different groups. You have different groups that do different things that, people belong to. So we might have 6 or 7 different groups that we belong to that do different things, and it's getting up there. It's growing and growing and growing. It is that. I wouldn't say that I've met hundreds of people that are that are living here, but there's a whole lot of people I just haven't met yet. Haven't met yet. I look forward to it, but it's growing, Teddy. It really is. Allison, are interracial couples and biracial children accepted? Yes. Yes. Uh, you got a lot of biracial children here. You got a lot of Portuguese, uh, Cape Verde. Um, you have a lot of mixed children here. You do. I've seen a lot of interracial couples here. You do. So that would be yes. And Halisi answered, said, yes, we have hundreds. She counts them. I don't. Um, oh, that's true. She did. We had over 60 for her birthday. And yeah, so Love Park Connection. Okay, well, shoot. We've been on for an hour. Do I see any more questions? Anybody else have any more questions? I'll go through one more time and oh, new comment. Let's see. I don't see any more questions. I think we did it. I think let me go through one more time. Yeah. There are so many places that, I'm looking to see. I mean, like I said, we have friends that live in Nice. I'm looking forward to going back to Italy and Greece. I'm looking forward to going to Thailand in November. So we have a big trip going to Thailand with friends from here, um, that we are very, very much looking forward to that trip. Um, Looking forward to going to Mexico to visit our friends in Mexico, Lamar and Angela. Uh, it's just, there's a lot. I mean, you're in Europe, so everything is kind of close by. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to do all the different things or be all the different places that you want to be, to experience and understand and see. So it just feels good to be able to do it. It felt good to be in Brussels I mean, come on now, we're in Brussels, Belgium, and we meet the only brother that has a soul food barbecue place from the United States in Brussels, Belgium, and the food was on point. On point. We did an interview with him while we were there, so you know that's going to be an interesting an interesting show. Very good brother. I really, really appreciate him. So if you're ever in Brussels, in Belgium, check out Dooley's. Dooley's, Dooleys. The owner is named Darren, and his wife is Terry, and fantastic barbecue soul food. Fantastic. You can't go wrong with it. Oh, Kimberly. Oh, there's a couple more questions. Actually, service, gas company, tried. Private companies, great point. Private business, gas company, 6 months. Oh, okay. Um, Kimberly. We are considering both Spain versus Portugal and need to see how each country speaks to us. Exactly. That's what you have to do. Don't take somebody's word for it. Go check it out for yourself. It seems Portugal has a larger POC community. I think they do. It's when we were there, and I love Barcelona. Don't get me wrong. I love Spain. Spain is very beautiful, but it it didn't. Barcelona vibes with me. It's Barcelona. It's a big city. But when we were in Girona, and we met some nice people in Girona, American expats, uh, and still friends and stuff with them and stuff like that. But Girona being smaller, it was just a little bit. They were just a little bit. Uh, it was you couldn't mesh with them or something like that. And I don't know if it's the Catalonia thing or whatever. It just seemed like everybody kind of had a little chip on their shoulder or something like that. So, but check it out. Check it out for yourself. It might speak to you totally different. Uh, the French hitter, Rick. If 60,000 affords you a good life in most of America, how much of that income would be necessary to live in affordable existence? Trying to understand how far money is. It you know you 60K, you can have a good life here. Uh, you can have a real good life here, but it just depends. It depends on what you're doing when you are here, what you want your life to look like. I mean, hell, if you want to go expensive, you can go expensive. But if you just want to live going and getting by and doing things like that, you can live well. You can live very good off 60K. But it depends on you. It depends on what you want to do, how you see, your life being, and if you want that beach house, you can get that beach house, but it's gonna cost you. Uh, but I think you can live good off 60K. just just says 60K in the US is a struggle. Okay, any more questions? Kimberly, I said that, seen that, seen that. Well, hey, you know what? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Putting up with me. And hopefully my wife is better, feeling better. Uh, she had faith in me to be here to sit in this chair tonight, and I hope I did a good job for her. Uh, I hope I did a good job with you guys. Look forward to seeing and talking to you again soon. If you have any more questions or anything like that, feel free to send us an email, hello@ourblackutopia.com. Check out Exodus Summit. Um, you know Go below, find, look at all the different things that we have. We're here for you. If you have questions that you need to answered, or if you have different things that you want to find out more about, book a call with us. You can always book a call with us. you know and one-on-one, we do one-on-one coaching. uh, Sign up for our meetups. Everything is down in the descriptions down below. Um, hey, it's been great. It's been fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And with that, I'm going to say, I'll talk to you later. See ya.